Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Medha, aka That's CI, and I am bulk filming all my interview videos today. I have posted 4 videos till now. I will be linking the playlist here, and few more are yet to go, so I'm filming that now. This is going to be my MICA GEPI experience. So for MICA, you need to give CAT or ZAT or both. I appeared for both the exams, and apart from that, you also need to appear for their MICAT exam. Now, MICAT exam happens twice a year, that is MICAT 1 and MICAT 2, and again you can appear for any one of the exams or both. I appeared for both, and whichever one you will be getting the higher marks, they will be considering that. Format of MICA is completely different because this is a marketing specialized college. So whether it's the MICAT exam or the GEPI round, it is completely different from that of other colleges. So you need to look into it because they check your creativity, your psychology, your story writing and all those skills. So you need to separately prepare for this exam. Now, before jumping into the video, I just wanted to say that I was giving one-to-one mentoring session. So if in case you need any help regarding interview, studying, self-preparing, which all books you need and any other query, you can reach out to me via DM or mail. I will be very happy to help. And now let's actually start the interview. So as I said, MICA is a very different college and they always conduct their interview in person. So even though this year all of my interviews were happening online, MICA gave me a date and place to reach for my in-person interview. I was called at HHI at 1 PM and the GEPI for me started from 2 PM. So if you have noticed, I am actually saying GEPI and not GDPI because MICA actually does this group exercise which is very different from the group discussion which normal colleges have. And in this group exercise you will be giving, like the whole group will be given a task, and the task changes every year and also depends on group to group. Like they can ask you to perform, they can ask you to sing, they can ask you to basically make a drama or a skit or draw, paint. They will just be checking your creativity and your storytelling ability because, as I said, it is a marketing based college. Generally speaking, first the group exercise round happens and then the PI round starts, but for me it was the other way around. I first gave my PI round and it was very nerve-wracking for me because I was not prepared for it. Then the GE round actually happened, and here comes my handy laptop to remind me everything and every question which they asked me. So for the PI, it was around 25 to 30 minutes. It was a long PI, and 3 panel members were there, all of them male, and it all started with them asking me to remove my mask and my file. I was carrying my CV and some other documents which you can in a MICA interview. I was carrying those, so they asked me to put that aside on a separate table and sit down, and everybody was maintaining social distancing, so it was all cool. And I sat, and the first question which they asked me was, after checking my CV, they asked me, what is the reason behind your stellar marks of 10th, 12th and graduation? So for those of you guys who don't know, my profile is 989. So they asked me why am I kind of very much into studies and what was the reason. So I explained that I try to give my best, irrespective of it is pertaining to studies or not. I am kind of, into stuff. I give my 100% and try to achieve and complete it. I explained my own thing, and after that the second question was, they said that they have called 800 people to interview, and from what I can recall, the seats was around 200, approximately 200 something. So they asked me, why should they be selecting me? Now I explained my profile, my creativity, my inclination towards marketing, the fact that I have started my own brand, that is That's which you are seeing now. I have been selling my products. I run my own freelancing thing. Plus, I am very much into storytelling, creativity. I have many medals for story writing. Even my one of my stories got published in a book. So since childhood, I am into creativity, and my profile very much fits that of MICA. So that is what I explained. So while explaining that, I may have used the word I inspire people or something like that. So they wanted to know few instances where that actually happened. So I recalled few moments from my childhood days as well as my school days where I did something, and because of that many people were actually inspired to actually do that thing. Like, it happened a lot of time, and I encouraged people to take a good step, whether it was in a class or in my complex. So I explained those examples to them. So I actually have a gap year, and they asked me what did I do after graduation, and I basically graduated in 2020. After that, I worked for 5 months as an HR, and then I started the HCI, and currently I am still working on it. And then they asked what are the products which I offer. I said candles, painting, canvases, prints, everything basically. And so the interviewer thought that somebody else is painting and I am just selling it. So he asked that don't you have to take permission from the artist to sell his or her art. So I said no sir, I myself am a fine arts graduate, so I am into paintings and everything since childhood. So I make the paintings and then sell it. Like, the entire thing is run by me only, so I don't need to take permission from a separate person. Then they asked about the profit. Now the profit margin is different for the different products, the candles, the prints. So I just explained all the different profit margins, and they also wanted to know about the costing of individual candles. So then the interviewer asked me how many candles can be made in an entire day. Like, if you work the entire shift, how many candles can be made maximum? So I did not know. Like, because I don't make candle every single day, I just make it in batches. So I estimated it and gave them a number, and then a huge blunder happened in my interview. So they asked me, okay, if somebody is willing to help you, or I have hired somebody or something, and that person is working the entire day and helping me to make candles, because right now I am the only person who is making the candles. So how much will you be paying that person daily? Now the blunder happened because I did not understand or hear their question correctly, and in my mind the only thing which popped up was me asking my sister to help me in making the candles, which I have done a lot of times. And we had a conversation, okay, I'll be giving this much to you, and 1/3 of the entire thing to you, you help me and everything. So I just said that okay, I will be paying that person that amount of money. Now I completely forgot that they asked me how much I will be paying a person, like not my family member but a worker, daily. And what I said was weekly or monthly, like depending on the batch size. So I basically said 3,000 rupees, and there is no way that I can pay someone 3,000 daily. And so they completely was shocked, like how can you even say that answer, kind of. They just made a face and they just assumed that I do not know anything about maths or numbers or accounts or finance. And I was so ashamed, because it's like, yeah, like I could not understand where did I go wrong. But then after few moments, meri dimag ki batti jali, and then I was like, what have I done? What have I done? And it was too late for me to say that, oh, I just said the wrong answer. They just assumed I am completely dumb. So then the second person actually mocked me and said, okay, so people will be leaving MBAs to just work in your candle company. So, and I was completely ashamed for the fact that I could do such a stupid mistake and just say, like, confuse between daily and monthly thing. Then the next person asked me if I have to increase the turnover of my business to $1 million, and I had enough resources to do anything which I wanted to do, what would be my strategy? Now I am a very, very, very small business owner. So for me, like, I definitely had plans to expand the HCI, but I did not have some very strategized plan to increase the turnover to $1 million. Like, it was too big, but whatever I had in my mind, I jotted them down. It actually took few minutes for me to answer this question, but I talked about promotion and partnerships, brand deals, whatever was in my mind, I said it. But I don't know how much it made sense, because I did not know whether the things which I was saying could actually result in $1 million turnover. I talked about websites, shipping worldwide, what else? Partnering with cafes, something like that. And then they asked me, okay, so this is your strategy, but how are you promoting your business right now, your brand right now? So I talked that I don't do external promotion. Currently, it's the word of mouth and through my social media platforms, that is Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, everything. So they just assume that I don't have any customer, and they said, okay, so that means since it's a word of mouth thing, only your families are buying. And that is not the case actually. People from internet have actually reached out to me via Instagram, and many of my customers are from Instagram. So I tried to explain that to them. Like, I obviously did not have proof that those people who are my customers are not my family members or friends. They're genuinely buying the product, right? I tried to explain that, but I don't know, they just assume. At that point of time, they have went to that grilling mode, like, okay, whatever I'll be saying, they will not be kind of happy with the answer. So they're like, no, how does that work? How will people know that you are selling the candles? So I said I have an audience on my Instagram, and I do vlogs and YouTube. I tried to explain that to them. I don't know how much it made sense. So they asked me, okay, so you have YouTube and Instagram? I said, yes, sir. So at that point of time, they opened my YouTube. One interview opened my Instagram, and another person opened my YouTube. And then the third person was basically staring at me while I was extremely nervous, and they scrolled and opened every post of mine trying to scrutinize, and then they flaw 1 million flaws, because obviously they are marketing and branding teachers, okay? They are professors who are specialized in that, and I'm just a novice. So they find many flaws, but what I appreciate is that people with such great knowledge and experience actually took interest in my work, and they were explaining, this is where you are going wrong and this is how you can increase or improve. And it was a very good learning experience for me. Whatever the amount of time, it was a short period of time, but whatever remarks they said, it was like, I said to myself, okay, yeah, it actually made sense. Like, why am I not doing it? And I really appreciate that such people actually took their time to give me the feedback. Though I was kind of a teeny tiny bit sad, because they were able to find so many flaws in my Instagram and YouTube. Not YouTube, they basically found the flaws in my Instagram account. But still, I will try to implement whatever they said. I agree with them 90%. 10% my views are different, but yeah, appreciate that. Next, they look into my CV, and I actually did a certificate on consumer behavior, and they asked me what have I learned from that course. I explained buying behavior, how to target customers, segmentation, and everything which I have learned. So they asked me what are the different type of buying behavior which I can explain. So I knew the answer and I explained, and then they asked me to give an example of any kind of buying behavior and also give a sub-example. So I explained habitual buying behavior. Then I actually give an example of my father, how he goes to the market to buy a specific brand for a specific product. And if we ask him, why will you buy this brand only? He does not have an answer, and it is completely because of his habit. So that is the habitual buying behavior. The next question which they asked me was, as I'm interested in marketing, and if I get into MICA, which will be the specialization which I will be looking forward to? I said that I would be interested in branding. So they asked me, name a company which is very famous for its branding. The first name which popped in my head was Starbucks, and I said it. Then they asked me how the Starbucks branding is different from those of other companies. I tried to explain. whatever point was I knew about. Then the next question was, which all calls do I have? I told that to them, and they asked me to rank every single call which I had and give an explanation why that particular college got that particular rank. So it was very, very difficult for me to actually rank those things, but I did it and also gave a legit explanation for my reasoning. And then they asked me, okay, not asked, they basically said to me that since my financial knowledge is not that great, I knew for a fact that this was because of that 3000 rupees ka blunder. They just assumed that I'm shitty with my maths, and they said that you should not be going for a marketing specialization. It's not for you. You should be doing a general MBA, because in general MBA you will be taught marketing, finance, operation. You will be learning everything holistically, and you can actually implement everything in your business. And if you just take on marketing, then your company will definitely not do good, because we just saw that your financial thing is not that strong. I explained them to him that what my plan is and why I feel like I'm made for marketing and creativity. Basically, I enhanced the creativity part, because since childhood I was so much into storytelling and basically making my new product. So it was very well with products and branding, I told them. And I also said that if in case I feel like I'm lacking knowledge in few areas of my business, especially the finance part which they told, I said that I will be hiring other people who can definitely look into that, and I will be looking into marketing. And that was the end of the discussion. And then they asked me if I wanted to ask something from them, and I asked two questions. The first question which I asked is, the international immersion program which MICA offers is compulsory? They said no, it's not compulsory, but you have to select either the international program or the rural program. I said okay. And the second question which I asked is, would you like to take a look at my drawings, because I was carrying my certificates and my drawing book. And they were like, yeah, sure, why not. I handed them my sketchbooks, and they were very intrigued, and they asked me many questions regarding my drawing. And they asked me since when am I actually drawing and painting. I said since I was 4 years old. They took their time to actually look into my drawings, which I again was very happy about. And after that they said, it was very nice meeting you, thank you. And my PI was over. After that my GE round was starting. Now the second round, or the GE round, in the GE round people are divided among groups. A group contains 6 to 7 people. Our group had 6 people in it, and I was the only girl, and 5 of them were boys. And we were very nervous actually, because every group got a different topic and we had no idea what the topic was. When we entered the GE room, there were 2 professors, and they gave us a chit. Like, I remember the chit was like this long. Everyone got one, and the topic was written there. Our topic was, make a poster showcasing the Ukraine and Russia crisis and how the different countries are playing their role. So we had to make a poster, and after making the poster, one of us had to act like the UN general, and the remaining of us had to take the poster and explain to the UN general how the situation is. Like, it was basically like a map or something like that sorts, and we had to act as if we are actually explaining the crisis to the UN general. The professor said that we will be getting 30 minutes. The professors will not be interrupting us, will not be taking part in the interaction. They will be just standing afar and observing our body language, how we work as a team, and evaluating us. And we will not be able to talk or take any kind of permission or basically speak or tell anything to them. Whatever we have to do, whether we are facing a problem or not, we need to solve that among 6 of us. We were giving chart papers, pen, pencil, everything was provided there. So thank God to that. And we had to basically do everything within 30 minutes, the making of poster as well as the enactment. So I was the only painter in the group and everybody was jotting their ideas, and we decided that after all the ideas were jotted, I will be the one who will be drawing the entire thing, because none of them were confident enough. Whatever it was, we did it, and one of us became the UN general, and we 5 of us actually explained to it, and we were able to finish it exactly at the 30-minute mark. Teacher said that we may leave, and yeah, it was the end of the interview. So yeah, this was the entire process, and I thoroughly enjoyed it because I am a person who looks into different unique things, and this was really unlike any other interviews which I have given, because of the psychometric test, the story writing test, the interview, the exercise, everything was so different. Creativity and storytelling is something which really interests me, so I think that if you are like me, then you will find this very interesting. And if you're not like me, you don't like these things, then I would suggest you to skip MICA, because MICA is not everybody's cup of tea. It is very different, and if you are genuinely interested, start preparing for MICAT exam, because believe me, the syllabus is unlike any other exam which you have given. And if in case you need that one-to-one mentoring session, do reach out to me. And that is it for today. Subscribe to my channel for all the productivity videos, the hustle log, the cat tips, everything you need will be posted, and I also will be announcing a huge thing on my channel, so be patient for that. And till then, bye.